Hey guys, this is Kysen here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple gambling machine in Minecraft. So this is the machine. As you can see, it's fairly compact between these 4 gold pillars here. This was actually the machine when I was doing the testing of it, but I've compacted it down and got it into this. It's kind of how I work when I do these things. And I will show you how to build it from scratch, but first of all, I just want to show you how it actually works. So here you can see it says that the cost per play is 1 diamond block. So you simply right click on the dropper or dispenser, it can be either. You put in your diamond block and you push the button and you'll hear a little click, and then in just a moment 3 items get shot out. So in that time we did actually profit. We got 2 diamond blocks and 1 block of iron back from our 1 diamond block. Now all of this is customizable and I'll come on to that, so you can give out whatever rewards you want. Also, this could be anything. Any item that you can put into a dispenser dropper can work here. Now if I were to put in an item such as say stone, which it's not right, I can't play with it, I need a diamond block. If I hit the button then, it'll click and you'll see here that nothing happens. What does happen is the stone goes over here into this chest, so if somebody does put in the wrong item by accident, they are able to retrieve it. Just a little safety feature, I guess, and a way of protecting both the player and the casino. So if we just take a very quick look here at the redstone, you'll see that it is all hidden. So if you're in a building right now, all the redstone would be under this if this was the floor, and behind this if this was the wall. So it's quite nice from a user point of view. They don't see anything that's going on. And underneath we can see here the redstone itself. It's pretty simple. It might look difficult, but it's really just 2 circuits running here with an item filter as well. So I'll get into now how we build this block by block, and I'll also give you guys a full list of the equipment needed to build this. Okay guys, so before we get into the tutorial, I'm just going to quickly run through the equipment list, which is on screen now. You can pause that if you want to make a note of it. 2 things to say on this: the 64 block of choice can be any blocks you want, just to build the framework of the machine that all the redstone and stuff sits on. And the prizes are customizable, which I do touch on later on in the video. Essentially though, you can give away whatever prizes you want, so I haven't specifically listed what they are, but everything else is correct and accurate there as to what you will need to build this machine. Okay, so I'm going to start now by showing you how you actually build this thing. So once you've got the wall that you want it to go against, and obviously the floor that you're stood on, first thing you want to do is make a little hole that is 3 blocks high. And this is going to be sort of the start of the machine, where you'll see over there, that's where our dropper is going to go. Now, if we go around the back of this sort of contraption here, we go down by 2, and we're going to place a chest in there. So just 1 between the gap and the chest, and we put a hopper on top of that chest. The other thing that we're going to want to do is place a couple of temporary blocks in here like this, so our dropper can sit facing this way. Then you just want to make sure that this is cased in so that none of the items can indeed get out. So it'll look something like that. So when the dropper is activated, it'll shoot the item and it will 100% go into the hopper here, and then of course into this chest. The next thing you want to do is grab yourself another chest, and we're going to place that chest just down here, and we're going to run hoppers into that from here. So basically the item will go in there and it will pass into here, and we want to put a little hole there as well. If we go around the front here, we can take these temporary blocks down. You'll see that hole there is for the items that do not make it into the machine. So if you put in, as I did in the example, a stone block, this is where it's going to end up. Next up, we have the item filter, which is going to look something like this. And this is going to ensure that only the correct items are bet and the other items are spat back out of that machine. So underneath here, we're going to have another hopper, which we're going to need to place a temporary block here, because this hopper is going to go in like this direction. And there's going to be a comparator put on there. So you place a block under here and a block there. Get rid of that one right now. And the comparator sits on top of here, facing away from the hopper. So in a like this way direction, if I can get around here, like that. So it's going to face out in this way. So then we're going to need a redstone dust here, and we're going to need 1 going down below it as well. So put redstone dust up on here, and in the gap here, we need a repeater facing in this direction. And then we're going to place another block on here like this, and a redstone torch there like that. And that is your item filter. What you will need to do once you've decided your prizes is set it up in the configuration I have here. So you'll have 18 in the first slot and 1 in each of the other slots, and this will be the filter mechanism. Something to note, you will always get 1 stuck in here, the hopper directly below it. So don't worry if that happens, that's perfectly normal, it's meant to happen, and you can put it in there yourself even if you want to. But that is essentially how the item filter is going to work. So I'll come on to what we're going to put in there once we've decided what prizes we want to have. And you see here, we're just copying this system here. This is going to run off to a chest. So we're going to need a few more hoppers in here. So place 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and sorry, we can get rid of that one, 2 in like this. So basically, if it goes through the item filter, the item will come down here like this and end up in the chest here. The next thing we're going to need is a redstone comparator facing out of this chest. And what this does is it will let us know if there's an item in the chest so long as it's being held there. So we're going to get rid of these 3 blocks under here. And we're going to need to get rid of a block here and here just to get down so we can do this. Place a double chest here. This is going to be where all the items that are bet end up. So if you're the casino, this is where your profit ends up. And we'll place a hopper going into that chest like that. And then we can cover that back in. Now, you will obviously know that if I was to put an item in here right now, it would instantly pass through to here. So the way we prevent that is we're going to lock this. And we do this on a timer. And I'll come on to the mechanism for that. It's one of the 2 circuits I mentioned before. And basically that means that items will stay in there until they are released, which works in conjunction with the entire machine essentially. Okay, so at this stage you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Now from this comparator here, we're going to need to go straight into a repeater. The reason being that when your item comes down, if it's not a stackable item, the comparator will only put out a weak signal strength, which needs to be picked up straight away. So then we're going to go 1, 2, redstone dust like that. And then we're going to go off in a bit of a T-junction here. So this is going to go off and do something else, which I'll come on to. But we need the repeaters here. And this is going to create the timer, which will unlock this chest at the end of the machine's process once prizes have been paid out. So what we're going to do here is go 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. The redstone dust in the corner to connect them. To get the right timing, we need all of these to be on full. So we right-click each of them 3 times, like this. There we go. Now we need to go a redstone dust there, and we need to go downwards. And the reason for that is we want to be powering this block here. Because essentially, when I do power this block here, you'll see that torch will go off, which will essentially unlock this hopper, so the item that was being stored in there can now pass through into our profit chest. So once you have the timer circuit looking something like this, the next thing to do is to work on the circuit that's going to give out the prizes to the players. So in order to do that, the first thing you want to do is get a wooden button and place that to the right of this dropper right here. So that's going to be our way of inputting items and the sort of the way we bet our items. So if you come down here in line with that on the floor, go 1, 2, and break the 3rd one, and this is where players are going to be able to stand. And what we need to do is place some temporary blocks in here, 2, 3, like that. The next one will be a dispenser facing upwards with a glass block on top of that. I thought that was a nice touch because you can then see the blocks coming out to you, the prizes that you win. Also, by standing here, I can keep pressing this button so people can load up a load of diamonds in there and then just hit the button one at a time to play the machine. So back underneath, we can get rid of all of this for now. And essentially, we're going to run this here circuit up towards here. But there's something I need to go through with you guys at this point. This little circuit right here is essentially what we're building on the blue circuit over there before we get it to the dispenser. And this sort of decides what the output's going to be. So set like this, if we push this button, you'll see this dispenser shoots 3 items. And this was a profitable for us. We actually got 2 diamonds and 1 iron back. The hoppers on the side are just feeding items in here. I have a similar configuration over there, and I'm going to go on to prizes in a second. But first, I want to explain that this whole mechanism is all dependent upon this repeater right here. So that gave us 3 prizes, as you can see, from this machine. Now, if I were to right-click that one more, so it's now on 4-6, and I right-click the button, you'll see we only get 2 prizes this time. Okay, we got 2 gold back from doing that. If I were to have it on 0, just a normal repeater there, and I right-click, you see it shoots out way more prizes. Okay, so that time you get 7 prizes. It was 6 iron and 1 gold we got, but 7 times is what it's going to shoot. If we just right-click it the once, and then we press the button, you'll see we get 4 prizes back from that. So basically, you can customize the amount of prizes that are shot out of the dispenser for each time. Now, that, coupled with the fact that you get to control what items go in here, mean there are pretty much infinite possibilities of the odds you want to set for people to be able to win or not. So I'm not going to go through all of that because it would literally take forever, but just wanted to make this point that when I show you the circuit in a second, you can customize this bit. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we need to run redstone up here. So we go up 1, up another 1, and then up again to the left. Now at this point, we need to place a block there with a sticky piston on it, facing in this direction, and some sort of block on it, which we'll just put a sandstone on it. It can be any solid block you want. Now we need to set a block down here. We can get rid of that one there. We're actually going to need a redstone torch for this, so let's grab that a second. And the redstone torch is going to sit on there with that being on there. Okay, there we go. Now we want to run this circuit off, and this is the pit where the repeater goes in. So if you hit it twice, that will give you the 3 payout that I've been using. But as I just showed you, you can hit it 0 times, 1 time, 4 times, whatever. Or 3 times, I should say. And so this is the bit that you customize. This is the bit you change how many prizes you want shot out of here. So now after this, it's simply a case of running this around until we get to the dispenser. So now we can just run redstone wire like this until we get to the dispenser there. Okay, very good. So now this is just about ready to go, but now I do want to talk quickly about the prizes. So in the hopper here that faces this comparator, you'll see I've put these diamonds. So 18 in there with 1 in each of these slots, and as I said, you can, if you want, put a diamond down in this slot as well. If you don't, it just means the first diamond that's bet will get trapped in there essentially. But the mechanism, once it's set up like this, will work. You just have 1 stored in there and the 18 in those stored in there. So at this point, the machine's ready to go, assuming we're going to use diamonds as our prizes. So just to show you how it works, if we go down to our dispenser and we put in, let's say I'll actually show you the same configuration that I've got for my machine that I use on the Splash server. Details for that server down in the description for those who care. So this is the configuration I have right now on there. Essentially what we've got here is sand in these 6 spaces, and it doesn't matter which 6, I just made it look pretty. But this is how I've got it. Now doing it this way does mean that if the prizes are configured like this with the 3 ticks on that repeater there, or I right clicked twice, that 3 dispensers, people are going to win a good amount. I'm still the favorite to win, which is obviously the whole point of Casino, but they are going to win a good amount. And so right now, if we come up to this dispenser here, or this dropper here, we right click the button, you'll hear some things will happen, and there we go. I got 3 sand. And that is how that works. If we put in the wrong item, put in a sand and we right click that, once it gets shot, nothing happens. But our sand does end up in here, so we get it back. I did that so that players, if they accidentally put in the wrong thing, they can still get the item back. So that is the complete system. As I say, you can customize the prizes, you can customize how many prizes are shot out each time, but this is how this system works. One important thing though I do want to go through with you guys is this. If you put a stack of diamonds in there, the idea is you can put that there, you can sit here, you can right click, play your game, see how much you win. There we go, another 3 sand. And then once the 3rd item has been shot, you're fine to right click the machine again, have another go, and this time we got ourselves, there we go, 2 diamonds, so we profited that time. So it works just fine like that. But if I right click this button, and then as soon as it comes back, right click it again, what I'm actually going to do is pay 2 diamonds for 1 go. So this is the only thing with this. You do need a sign here, like I've got on the Splash server, and it makes it very clear to players to not press that button until the 3rd item has been dispensed. So you definitely want to have that there so people know, otherwise they could bet 2 diamonds for 1 go. Essentially, they're going to lose out and not you, so it's going to be their mistake. Putting a sign there does pretty much rectify that, but it is important to mention that point. So guys, that's it. That is how you build this machine. It's pretty simple to do. It's very customizable. I think it works quite well for its purpose. If you do have any questions, then please do leave them down in the comments. I will be happy to answer them as best I can. And of course, if you did find this video helpful or you enjoyed watching it, please do like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. But for now, guys, that's all that we have time for. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.